Good evening from the edge of the galaxy. My name is Walt, and this is the Galaxy's Edge podcast, broadcasting to all points on the map and beyond. Today we have a pretty lively crew ready to talk about all things Galaxy's Edge, the hit series from creators Jason Onspach and Nick Cole. Starting from, I'm going to do a zigzag pattern today because I feel it's that kind of day. I'm going to start with Matt from Down Under, also known as NetherOps. Matt, how are you, sir?
Mate, I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
I just love your background. So,
yeah, custom done, green screen, the whole lot. Professional quality.
Yep, this is what happens when you haze your entire room over with the kind of smoke that makes people funny. J.R. Hanley, author of The Reservist. How are you, sir?
I'm doing outstanding, mate. Is that better?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, no, it's just like
right,
the RPG.
Oh, no.
All right, lads. Good day, mate.
Oh, God. I have our featured insider for today, LS501 Templar. How are you, sir? Broken.
He says, is it bad that I can't hear any voices?
Oh, boy. Yeah, it might be.
I do what the voices in my head tell me to do.
Yeah, that's not good. You might want to go out and come back in. Yeah, reset your stuff. Down below we have Ronin, or Ronin if you want to say it all American. How you doing, sir?
Not bad.
Right on. And last but not least, Discord DJ extraordinaire, we have Swordfish. How are you?
Fantastic as always.
Nice. Good product placement. Fantastic. So as we like to start off all the time, boys, what's going on in Discord?
Murder and mayhem.
What's going on in Discord? To say, the roleplay stuff is actually got a little bit interesting this week. We've had some new members come in, and I'm not saying I'm going to be judging people for their choices in what company they choose, but we're judging people for the companies that they choose. All right. So we've had a little bit of fun in the RP space in that area. That's
what company am I in? Am I in a company?
No, you have not chosen a company. You're just a regular Dark Ops person, and that's perfectly fine.
Oh, should I choose a company?
You can if you want.
I think somebody should choose a company. I think somebody should choose a company for me.
Oh no! If you do that, then you're going to automatically go into Perp Gang.
I'm going to open it up to the fan club. If you're a fan club member and you're on Discord, let's throw some messages out there. What company should I be in? We'll post up later and see what trouble we can get into.
Especially.
All right, Phantom Company, sound off.
Oh my goodness! So what else has been hopping in Discord? How's the not prepping station been doing? JR.
Well, I've been talking about my garden. So
what? That's not prepping. That's gardening.
Yeah. Honestly,
it's a victory garden. Shush your mouth. The victory garden. Patriotic.
That's the other thing. I've noticed in my area, we've got a lot of victory gardens starting. My mom actually has her full garden going. We've got a couple apple trees. I bought a whole bunch of reloading equipment, like probably at least $500 to $600 worth of it.
Nice. Before we get into that, because I want to touch on that, Templar, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes.
And we can hear him.
All right. Now, whatever you got going on, don't touch it. Yeah.
I will have you know that eating is part of prepping, and since you grow your food, it counts.
I'm going to reserve judgment for later. So what kind of loading are you going to get into, Swordfish?
I already got my stuff set up for reloading 9mm. Nice. I bought some dies for 357 and 38 special, and then I got some dies and stuff for my Mosin, which I've sent you a picture of, and then my Enfield back there, because they both use the same bullet, and I can use the same powder and primer, so I just gotta get cases.
That's pretty dope.
Can you?
Oh, go ahead.
So, are you 3D printing theoretically any sort of pew-pews?
No, I have not theoretically printed any pew-pews, but I have 3D printed an adapter for my holster. It was set up for another version of the Jericho where it has the bottom rail. And let's see if I can get this. I had a 3D print insert so that it could basically take up that slack in there, and then my gun goes right into holster perfectly. And releases every time.
That's what she said.
Oh, God. Somebody save me from him.
That's what she said.
Right. So we're gonna jump right into our featured insider. We have LS501, who is Templar on the Discord. Sir, who are you? And I just said Sue. I'm like
Sue.
I'm not even drinking.
My name is Sue Templar.
Yeah. If I start talking about warm bread, somebody call a doctor.
They wrote a song about him, A Boy Named Sue.
Yep, not gonna go there. So
here you go, Matt. I'm pouring you some.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, hang on. I got the angle wrong. Shit.
So we got LS501, which is Templar. Sir, who are you, and what's on your wanted poster? You don't have to give your real name. If you want, you can tell everybody that you're J.R. Handley's brother, or Matt's long.
I am actually OBA, and
I told you, Oba is a midget Wabonky with daddy issues.
Yep.
I have spoken.
Is it male or female?
Yes.
We don't judge.
So, what do you do out in the real world?
Well, currently in high school, so don't really work.
We don't judge.
School is work. We'll give you that.
School is work. Now, have you been having to do the whole classes from home?
Oh yes, awful. Very hard to focus on class.
When you got another screen up with tons of porn, right?
He's in high school. They don't look at porn.
What? Are you kidding?
Yes.
And
there went our family-friendly rating.
FBI.
And how did you get
this is a Christian household.
Yeah. And how did you get into Galaxy's Edge?
Well, about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, around Christmas time, I was like, you know what, I want to start reading some like sci-fi military. So I looked up Star Wars novels, and then I saw Galaxy's Edge, and I'm like, you know what, sure, why don't I buy it on Amazon? So I bought the physical book, and I read it in like a day. I'm like, man, this book is so good. I need more. And
now, what was it about
ever since?
What was it about the first book that caught you?
Just how much it goes into the point of view of the soldiers. Because in Star Wars, it's all just, oh yeah, Jedi, like they're mystical beings. But with Galaxy's Edge, you just get like actual soldiers.
Right on. We got a couple of those on the panel too. So if you want to find out our points of view, which nobody ever cares about our points of view.
I am your point of view.
What's that?
I was going to ask him if that was the insider membership was something he purchased for himself that he worked for, or was that a gift from family, or?
No, I got myself.
Outstanding.
Right on. That's pretty cool. What have you thought about the subscription so far? Have you gotten to read anything that isn't out yet?
No, I'm still working on the final few books I need to catch up on first.
So you have not read the whole series?
Right now, all I need is like half of Madame Guillotine and Order of the Centurion, and I'm done.
With the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. All right, so you're almost there. Cool. Do you have a favorite book?
Probably either the classic Legionnaire or Galactic Outlaws.
Right on, right on. Now we've spoken about this before, but Galactic Outlaws was a pretty wide swing from the original Legionnaires book, and Jason and Nick have gone into pretty good detail about why that was. What did you think about the shift in tone?
Well, honestly, whenever I first read it at the beginning, I was like, I don't really care about who this Keel is. I just want more of Chun and Viscery Company. But by the end, I was like, man, I need more of Keel and Tyrus.
Right on. Did you know that they're going to be doing a full cast audio drama about how Keel became Keel?
I have not.
Oh, now you do. It's almost like it's magic here on the Galaxy's Edge podcast. Well, what's your favorite character in the series so far?
Probably either Tyrus or Masters.
Wow, that's a shift. Yeah, Masters has a definite fan following, as well as Tyrus for obvious reasons. So reading all this, military action and intrigue, are you thinking about raising your right hand at some point and losing your mind to Uncle Sam?
Well, I do plan on going into the army after college.
Oh, right on. So you're going to be an officer instead of an enlisted.
Try to be, at least.
Oh, right on.
Like a point.
No, not a point. No, we got some good officers. Don't go there right away.
Dark side, mate.
Yeah.
None of them from Maine Marion Institute.
Yeah, because what do you call it? Matt's all about the nether ops, the dark and seedy side of the Legion.
Absolutely. Enlisted Master Race 2, us troops, we go wild.
Now here's the biggest question, right? Because some audio presentations have come out recently, and there is a disparity in some of the Helljumper already knows. There's a disparity in how to pronounce a certain Legionnaire's name. You pronounced it pretty close to what we all believe it is. What do you think about some of the Kellhorns out there who are pronouncing it Chahoon or Chun?
Well, they're just wrong. Shun. Go back to first grade English.
Right, Matt, you were muted, bud.
Oops. Oh, I spoke it in Japanese. I was like, yeah, we're going to say it's Chahun.
Right on. How about
I think that'd be more applicable if it came from Ronan. Just saying.
Yeah, right. Come on, mate. Let's go.
I'm not going to do Japanese voices. Just going to put that out right now.
Just do Taiwan.
Wow, putting him on the spot, that hurts.
Hey, you come on this show, you perform.
Oh, God.
What is he, a clown? Is he here to amuse you?
Oh God, no! Don't do the New Jersey accent, please.
That was actually an attempt at The Godfather, but we'll go with New Jersey.
Oh my
So
God!
what I'm hearing from you, Walt, is that I am not taking Luke Daniels' place anytime soon.
No, I'm sorry. Your New Jersey sounds a little bit like a Connecticut transplant. So we're it's fine. We still love you.
It's all right, Ronan. I'll give you a chance to come up with that by the end of the show.
Right?
Oh boy.
No pressure.
I gotta start thinking now.
Yeah. If you do an accent, I'll do an accent. No, it's quiet. It's silent. So, Templar, what are your predictions for season 2 of the main series of Galaxy's Edge?
Well, I expect Prisma to possibly be like a mini Goth Solus.
Ooh.
And how Keel and Lena have to like bring her back to sanity.
That would be cool. Yeah, hell yeah.
So I'm not saying I know anything official, but I'm not saying it either. But I'm just saying Lena runs off with Masters. End of story.
Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this official, unofficial thing that you may or may not know that you can or cannot confirm.
That's what you call pulling it out your ass.
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm bringing out the blunt force segue. You guys are out of control. What's that?
Said no, you.
Yeah. Insiders for the Galaxy's Edge podcast were treated to Dark Ops 2 hitting their email very shortly ago. The sequel to Lone Operator. This one's called Rebellion, and it's a little bit of a different take so far. It's more following along the Kill Team style of Dark Operations. What did you guys? Have any of you guys read it yet?
Unfortunately, I haven't yet. I've had a number of other things to do, stream and work-wise, so I've only gotten about a chapter in. That's it.
Right on. Daniel, you only listen to audio, right?
There you go.
Yeah. I just need to like create like a banner that says
plot.
Yeah. a banner that says something like I only listen to audio or something like that.
Can we just make it a Discord tag? It's like they only listen.
They only listen to audio. Yep. Dark Ops 2 so far has been it's already been through editing once, and so far it's pretty tight. JR, you have been in and around the fan club over the last couple of days. A lot of RPG talk there as well, right?
There has been. My son got me started, and so my first real session was with you guys on the Friday afternoon streams. And so I started looking more into it, trying to figure out what's out there, and been asking questions. We've been having some interesting conversation about what might be the best sort of platform to tell like Galaxy's Edge story. About the only consistent answer is something with minis, and everybody else is all over the place, including some obscure one that might have been written by a monk in the 12th century. We don't know because no one else has heard of it.
Which one's that?
I'm being a little bit facetious, but there's been a lot of really obscure ones that everyone else is like, what? And then some old school stuff, like people were recommending Traveler, which surprised me.
Yeah, do you guys have any experience with that game, Traveler?
I do not.
All right, so the cool thing about Traveler, now this is a game that was written in the 80s, a little bit after Dungeons and Dragons had risen, and some of these other games had come out, and it was the company's attempt at creating a role-playing game that really did all kind of branches of science fiction. One of the cool things about the game is that they have a what do you call it? Like a technology chart. So you can set the technology of the game anywhere from like, you're back to Stone Age weapons because there was an apocalypse on your planet to Star Wars, Star Trek, Babylon 5, those kind of deals. The good thing where that would come into play as like for a Galaxy's Edge game is that the combat is brutal. If you get hit, it's like, oh, you take 5 hit points of damage. Okay, roll your dice and you shoot. And now he takes 3 hit points of damage. It doesn't work like that. If you get shot, dude, you're shot. There are problems, complications. You're probably not going to come back from it. Combat is very deadly. But the other side of it that might not be good for a Legionnaire style game is the character creation, because the character creation requires you to go through a mini game inside of the game. It's kind of like you guys ever play Skyrim?
I have.
Yeah.
Right? Right.
Skyrim.
So what is it?
Sorry. No. Swordfish knows.
Ingram, you weren't one of those Imperial scum, were you?
Yeah, fuck the Nords, mate. I definitely am. Imperial all the way.
Of all the places we're having this
conversation, right?
It's like I never even knew you.
But yeah, so the character creation in Traveler is as complex and as wide breadth as the character creation in something like Skyrim, because like you roll on a bunch of tables, it gives you things that happen, right? And depending on how your rolls go, you could either have like 3 rolls that kind of set up your character, or you can have like 10 rolls that set up your character. And it like you can have things happen to you, like go to jail, you lost an eye, you had to donate your manhood to Ronin. I mean, it was what? Yeah, he's paying attention. So there's all these things that can happen, and the character creation takes about 25 minutes to an hour or more. So, like, say your Legionnaire bites it because you get stabbed with a Kinkari knife from a donk, right? When you're trying to seize an objective, you're going to play a new Legionnaire in the game. Now you got to spend 15 minutes to 45 minutes creating a new character. It just I don't know. But the combat stuff would be good because the combat in Traveler is deadly. You don't want to be hit by anything because it's a lot worse than just harsh language. What else have you seen in the as far as the fan club goes with that kind of stuff, JR?
There's definite love for minis. Everybody's asking. There's a lot of interest. I've noticed about 3 things to get people going on that fan club. We talk about guns. They love the historic weapons, Forgotten Weapons channel from Gun Jesus. We talk about RPGs that praise Gun Jesus. We talk about RPGs. They come from the hills. And if we talk about like 3D printing stuff that they can make on their own for like some of the cosplay stuff. So yeah, I think it's been interesting to see people come out of the woodwork. I was kind of leaning towards when I asked the question though, something that would be more squad based. So instead of a lone operator situation where you're sort of running and gunning, I was thinking where you have to operate cooperatively tactically. I don't know if that works in Theater of the Mind or if you have to have minis for something like that, but
it really depends. The what do you call it? The thing with minis is it can be as complex or as simple as you want it. It depends on the rule system you're using, because that's the other thing too. Everybody's saying, "Oh, I want minis," but you can end up making complex like Warhammer 40K. Where you have to measure out with a ruler how far your character can go and blah blah blah. So
and only use D6.
And only use D6. Yeah.
So my first ever attempt at gaming, because my son spent some time medical facility long term to get some treatment, and he picked up the gaming there because one of the staff technicians, whatever his title was into gaming. So it was just something to keep them occupied while they're doing all the medical tests and stuff.
Right on.
And so the first time we tried Warhammer 40K, and it was the original rule. I felt like I was doing calculus again. I started having flashback nightmares to college and the evil. So that was brutal. We ended up giving away after I spent like ungodly amounts of money buying the starting kit. He's like, yeah, let's not do this. So I want to keep it simple, but I really like. Have you guys played the game Brotherhood in Arms?
No.
Yes, I have.
It's an old school Xbox. Well, it started there video game where you're controlling a squad and taking things tactically, and you only win if you take them into a. What are you laughing about?
I was laughing about how Matt
disappeared.
Okay. You're a strange cat, Swordfish. But anyway, you only win if you cooperate and you use the terrain tactically. And I was thinking that seems like to me the best kind of game for a Legionnaire style. So that's what I'm looking for. Haven't got any right answers yet, but we'll see what the poll says.
You know what I would really love for you to do though is I need you to use the power of your social media wand and find out who this Zolgetic guy is, because he's got a 3D print for an N4.
Wait a second.
He's in Discord.
Yeah, I think he's in our good Discord.
We got to get him on the show.
Didn't we have him? I thought we had him at one point.
That was Mush, but I don't think. I think it was the other guy.
Is he selling that? Because
yes.
I'm asking for a friend, but I might want a copy.
Yeah, well, no, he's got the STL files.
I believe that's DO116 Sandman.
We got to get him on the show.
I've got a friend printing one of those for me right now.
Do you really?
Yeah.
When you have that printed, can you throw up some pictures or maybe take some video?
Yeah, sure. It'll take a couple weeks, but sure.
Yeah, because I would like to get him on, maybe talking about like this 3D process and like all the different parts that go into creating something like this. This is pretty dope.
I dig it.
Yeah, it's awesome too. Like if my 3D printer was big enough, because mine's only a small, it's not
just
small. Just
segment it, you little weenie. That's all you have to do.
What is it?
All he has to do is just cut up the model, and then he can print the parts and then glue it together.
It'll take a while, mate, but I do want to do it. It'll just take a while. I'd rather see someone who's got a much bigger printer and actually do the bigger parts. But If I can get the smaller bits, I will, mate. I will print that and LARP the everlasting hell out of my life.
Already in parts.
So we need to get him and the Iron Forge Orlando LLC and see if we can put together a company that makes the official kit.
Right.
We install the full Stormtrooper. Just don't do it in Alberta, Canada, because I hear the cops don't like it.
For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, last week, or no, it wasn't last week. It was the week before. They had a comic shop out there was doing curbside pickup, and they wanted to do something nice for May the 4th. So May the 4th be with you kind of deal. And they were having a big deal on Star Wars comics. They had one of the employees dress up as a stormtrooper. Somebody freaked out, said there was a person on the street outside the store waving a gun around. And it wasn't a gun. It was the toy prop from the costume. The cops showed up and molly-womped her into the pavement, bloodied her nose, messed her up real bad. People are screaming at the cops like, "Hey, this is cosplay. This is not dangerous."
And the funny thing is, she's not even a Star. They did an interview with her. She's not even a Star Wars fan, and now she never will be.
Yeah. bring her to Galaxy's Edge. Bring her to Galaxy's Edge.
You want better sci-fi? Hey, here's this one.
Yep. Helljumper. Desk printer alone could probably assemble those parts with no issue. The sanding and resining is all you have to do. So that's pretty cool. Assembly kits are actually how most people on Etsy assemble prop weapons for selling. That's pretty neat. What do you call it? I'd like to get this guy on and talk a bit about it and see if he's got some of the stuff. One of my friends is Galaxy's Edge fan, and he's fabricating plastic parts to like carbon fiber plastic that's a little more heat resistant to turn his M4 into an N4.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So the other thing that's interesting, since we're going down the cosplay road, is one of the Leeges in the fan club, Sam Point, who's Aussie, who's not too far from Matt, and he did that sort of fabrication of electronic communication devices, and he was going through all these ways you can actually rig up, like the bucket I had made. You could rig that up and actually have it like with essentially an LCOM type situation where you could talk to other people on the network. And I don't know the range because it's aftermarket kit, and he thinks that the sound ability might even be range quality for sound canceling. So you could literally have your own bucket that you could use on the range. Now all we need is a HUD.
All we need is a what?
HUD.
Oh yeah.
Heads
Wow.
up.
You know what a HUD is, right?
Yeah, it's when you grab somebody and squeeze them to show your affection.
Nice.
But yeah, I've seen HUDs done in like Boba Fett style helmets with like mirrors on the inside, projecting to a piece of plexiglass, and then that's just weird, Daniel.
What?
And that's even worse, Matt. But the what do you call it? They use a cell phone display that's tucked into the helmet, and then they use a mirror system to display it on the front of the mask. So I thought that was pretty. Yeah, and it didn't look very complicated. So I mean that's pretty cool. But speaking of complicated and technology, today's topic, if you will, I wanted to talk a little bit about slicers, because of course everybody's favorite slicer from the main series is Garrett. What do you guys think about like the slicing that goes on in, or hacking that goes on inside of the main series to start off with? I mean, because most of the time the Legionnaires have kit that allows them to do it. But what do you guys think of the situations where slicing is required?
Oh, I thought it was really cool. Just seeing how Garrett like hooked up with his old slicing friend, and basically they broke, stuff and made things work, without breaking spoilers. See, I smart.
Found it. Sorry.
I are smart with the good words.
I just want you to know that the House of Reason does not approve of such criminal, illegal activity, and you will be visited by compliance officers to take your sensitivity training about the sensitive needs of law-abiding citizens.
Can you see the look on his face that says he's no longer listening?
Yeah.
How about it, Matt? What do you think of the slicers that go on in Galaxy's Edge?
Look, I'm a bit of a nerd, as everyone knows, mate. I actually really enjoyed it. I'll sit there. Oh yes, hack the internet. No. Look, it's a different aspect, different perspective. I really like it, honestly. Everyone knows me. I shoot big gun, they die. That's me. But at the same time, you've got to have your technical good stuff in there. It was good. I did enjoy it.
What'd you think of Garrett?
Wasn't pale enough.
He wasn't pale enough.
Yeah, he was all right. Oh, I'd say about a 6 out of 10.
I'm just picturing him like covered in Cheeto dust and like Rippets and Red Bulls.
Yeah.
In a few Mountain Dew cans.
Just 12 packs of Mountain Dew just stacked on his wall.
Right.
Yeah.
How about it, Ronan? What did you think about the slicing that was done inside the main series and even the Fringe series too?
I really liked how it was done in what was it, Dark Operator, where it's just kind of used to pick up information instead of just, hey, this door needs to be opened. And we can either do it quietly or we can do it loudly.
I prefer loudly.
Yeah, most of us do. How about it, Templar? What'd you think about the hacking that goes on in Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah, basically the same thing as Ronan. How I really appreciated how it's not just opening doors. How like he's an expert in gathering information. So, kind of like NetherOps is useless as always.
No. Them's are fighting words. Okay,
We're starting this fight.
All right.
Bad thought.
Bad thought.
So what we also learned is the danger of getting in cars with strangers or spaceships, as the case may be, because not all slicers had as happy of an ending.
This is true. Yep. But also, what did you guys think about some of the tech involved? Like you see in a lot of the Fringe series, like Contracts and Terminations, Tyrus has paid ridiculous amounts of money to slicers to create algorithms and black worms that go into systems and mine information for what he needs. What do you guys think of stuff like that?
Well, Crimson found the god tier slicer, and that's the World of Warcraft guy from South Park. Sorry, I gotta go this way.
How about it, JR? What did you think of some of the tech involved?
I liked hearing about it. I want to see more of all of it, but I'm like a details guy, so I always want more. So it was kind of nice. That's one of the things I liked about Nether Ops.
One of the few things.
All right.
Was that a Matthew McConaughey?
Rookie number.
All right.
I was like Sean Connery now. Red Dwarf.
Swordfish, what did you think about some of the hacking that goes on in the technology? So,
I've had a couple alcohols, and I forget what the name of the Savage Wars guy is, who has all the information and does the hacking and stuff. It starts with an M, right?
Oh God,
dear boy, Tom.
He made the H8.
Yeah, he made the H8 and he was also responsible for creating the N1. The N1, yeah. Mick. Oh God. All right, it's gonna hurt.
See, I'm not the only one. I'm glad I'm not the.
Fuck.
We are the Galaxy Edge experts. While we're McAfee, there we go.
Yeah, McAfee. Yeah, okay.
Like the virus protection.
Like the virus protection.
John McAfee.
Yeah.
Now he was out there, way out there.
Dude, I've been loving listening to him in the 100, and and how he's like hacking into the Savage stuff, and it's like, you shits, I hope you choke on this. And he's just like, and the Leej is like, Jesus Christ, he's taking this seriously. He's like, I've seen some shit.
Yeah, because when you first meet him in Savage Wars #1, he's not exactly demonstrating that he's, like this amazing technical guy. The first time you meet him, it's like, oh, wow, how did this guy get past basic training?
Stoner hippie dude, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, I got a story about that, actually.
Hit it.
No, but it is basic training related. But at the same time, it's to do with all the IT and tech nerd stuff. So when I say there's a rumor, this means it's probably going to go ahead. For us here, because those who don't know, 9 years Air Force and still going, there's a thing coming out, like we've redone our text and our comm sections, our musterings, I should say, to be a lot more streamlined. So what's happening is they're thinking about implementing something where when you go direct entry into the Air Force in a high tech role where you don't leave your office that much, you skip a lot of your original basic or your recruits and hardly any PT. You just go, you do your basic 3 weeks, and you get like ours is 12 weeks or 10.4 weeks, I should say. But
This sounds like some like heresy level crap right here.
It is, honestly. This is the rumor. And they supposed to do like their 3 weeks of military history and stuff, and then they go and you drill on your general ethics and shit. And ethics is not shit, by the way, just you know what I mean. And then they go into their job, and that's it. Their PT and shit is limited, and that's the word. Because they don't get out of their bunkers. And if it's true, honestly, I'm gonna be mad because we all had to go through our 10.4 weeks. We all had to get slammed. Why do they get special exemptions? Because they're nerds. Nerds,
yeah, no doubt.
Other fellow nerds, like me, not make some logistics, but all the other nerds, like your radar guys and whatever, they had to go through it all. So why do you change it?
So I hear a dirty rumor that you're leaving the RAF to go Army.
Get out.
U.S. Army.
Honestly, I if I was given the opportunity to join the Marines, I probably would. Honestly.
Now, do you guys have Royal Marine Commando down there too?
No, we have
some crayons.
So we got four special forces teams. We got the commando regiment, so 1, 2 commando regiments, special air services regiment, SASAR. Then you got your Navy guys doing clearance divers. Us Air Force, you got combat controllers. Then you've got your special operations engineer regiment, SOAR, they're called, your STIGs guys. So we've got in the SF world. This is all public knowledge, by the way. You can look it up on the internet. It's all in we've got this small SF community, and then it's just the rest of us dirty plebs down here who get drunk and cause inspections, and this is why we have safety briefs.
Yeah. We've had some incidents where safety briefs might have been required after we did some epic level stupid, right, JR?
Outstanding, yeah. That's and a few contract marriages were had to ladies of skilled dancing abilities.
Yep, of ill repute.
Yeah. There's certain streets to avoid near every base. So nice.
What's that?
It said nothing about them being Asian.
Hello, sir.
Oh God!
See, we're getting it to work. Keep it up, Ronan. Good job.
Now the speaking since he put his 4-1 in there, Ronan, why don't you talk about some of the tech behind the slicing in Galaxy's Edge?
I think someone mentioned that they had slicers tape.
Yeah, slicers module and stuff like that.
Yeah, you just rip off a piece and just throw it on the doorknob. It's like, all right, it's done. It's like, what the fuck?
it'll be done in 5 seconds. No worries.
A little bit of a not so blunt segue. So a lot of that information is cataloged over on the Wikipedia page that we have, and they're always looking for volunteers to help clean it up and mod it. The person that started it, I think it was just a little too much for him. Life got in the way, et cetera, et cetera. And so if that's something you enjoy, tracking down all these fine details, they could definitely use the help. And while you're at it, the Facebook page or the YouTube channel where you might or might not be watching this, if you could hit that like button, we get a direct specific URL when we hit 1,000 followers, and we already jumped 200, Walt?
Yeah, it's been really cool in the last few days. So a lot of people subscribing to the GE channel, which is huge. If you're out there and just hit that like and subscribe button, so that way we can get that 1,000 members, get the custom URL, and really get this this channel hopping and popping. Maybe have some more features. What's that?
Is this for the fan page itself?
No, not for the fan page. For the YouTube channel.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Go flog yourself.
And don't forget to hit that bell, because if you do, you get notified when we're doing the podcast live.
The reason now that I did that segue, the reason I mentioned the Wikipedia is because they've actually got a list of a lot of that tech on there. They have a dedicated page for gear and a different one for equipment, because we've been using that for the role-playing game. And so it's got a lot of that stuff in there that's kind of cool. That would be fun to trace it down and expand all of it.
And yeah, seriously, team. We are rattling on we want not to say we want you to subscribe, whatever. You seriously should like and subscribe and follow. It's what this community has become from what it was when we started out with the first two books, from this small couple of books, a small Facebook group, to now we have two, possibly I think it's a third, two big Facebook groups, a Discord which is active nonstop. All this PR stuff going on, expanded universe, lots of books. We've even got high-tier people reading the books out for audio. We've got those of us who are in Dark Ops, who subscribe to Dark Ops, are in the books as well. They love the community. We love them. So seriously, please do support the community. It is awesome. What it has become is just something else. So please do it.
Yeah. And that's something that we've been doing on the Discord pretty well, is anytime somebody's starting up a new channel or something, or they're going to bring some content, we all go over and we help them out. We give them follows, and we hang out in their chat rooms and have fun.
And I realize we are shamelessly shilling for the man, but this is how we get nice things. We tell the powers that be at Amazon and Audible and movie studios, et cetera, that we are here and we are Legion, and we will kick their backsides if they don't give us more. So, yeah.
Damn good Skippy.
and Templar, I know you just said this, but yes, if you do become a Dark Ops Insider, this is my $5 moment. You can actually get written into the book, or the books that the authors are writing for Galaxy's Edge. So you will have a small character, maybe even larger, where you actually can have your name read out by somebody like Stephen Lang. Matt, tell us how it felt to hear Stephen Lang say your name multiple times.
At first, it was like, I don't know how to comprehend this, but then I was like a little kid. I was giddy. I was like, oh, he's read my name. Senpai's noticed me today. Noticed me, thank Chad.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
It's like, honestly, it was awesome. It was actually awesome. And I was at my parents' place. We're in the pool having a few cheeky beverages, and I had the music going. I said, oh, by the way, it said the audiobook's out, so I put it on. And yeah, my old man is just staring at me, and I'm going, what are you staring at me for? He goes, as much as cool that is, because that sounds really weird to hear your name, because you've got all these names in the series that people have got normal names, and then you hear mine's like, Colonel Barks, Colonel Spitford, Colonel Dipple. Dad, please. This is my moment of fame. Fuck you.
It's his fault. He gave you the name.
Your dad's sitting there saying, yeah, that's the highest you're ever going to get. Colonel Dipple in a sci-fi book.
If he goes Army, they'll make him Sergeant Major tomorrow. I can see it now.
Oh my god. How about a Templar? What did you think of some of the hacking tools that they used in the series?
Well, it was just very strange reading about the slicing tape at first. Like, I don't know, just a roll of tape that can open a door. That kind of snapped me out of reality for a second.
Well, we have tape now that can open doors, except it's extremely loud.
Dead cord for the win.
Mm-hmm. Angry Play-Doh in addition to the tape, right?
Yeah, it looks like it looks like weather stripping, and then you peel it off. You wrap it around a ton of water bottles, put it behind a wooden board, and let me tell you, there's nothing funnier than taking a door off and saying that you did it by using 2 exploding water bottles.
You know what's even funnier than that? Watching some noob think he's going to clear the door by throwing his shoulder into it and dislocating it.
And
hilarious.
Stopping dead in his tracks.
There's a video of, there's a clip of Marine just like using another guy as a battering ram. Just dunk, dunk.
Yep,
my favorite is when they're hitting it over and over again, and then the door opened outward instead, and it was unlocked. It was an Air Force team practicing room clearance, and the Marine instructor just walks up there and opens the door.
Oh my god, some stories.
Yeah, I bet.
Speaking of slicing, we should do a one where we talk about slicing the human body with the uplifted and some of the chemical body slicers like the H8 or the other good stuff that's out there.
I'd like to do a show too about just like the savages in general.
Outstanding.
Because you had obviously the savages as they're portrayed in Gods and Legionnaires, but in Imperator, holy crap, that was like angry zombie on acid mixed with like. It's an old movie. You guys ever hear of a movie called Serpent in the Rainbow?
I have.
Yeah, that's what I was just like. There's some psychic phenomenon going on here. Like, holy crap, that was a good book.
Is this an insider or is this the Everybody podcast? So I don't give spoilers if I can.
Everybody
right
podcast.
Now it's the Everybody podcast. Don't get crazy.
So in Savage Wars, one of the things the Savage Marine was playing a video game at an arcade. There was very much. I question Nick Cole's sanity because I'm sure that '80s nostalgia was all him. But aside from that, was I the only one that wanted to play that video game?
No. I threw some quarters into a video game that I couldn't reach because
I've done that.
4 foot tall.
Yeah, this is before everyone had the arcade in their home. But
right.
That was fun. The one that a certain person was standing at. Kind of reminded me almost of Doom Eternal, and I know someone who plays Doom Eternal.
Going for a 3.5 hour speedrun Ultra Nightmare very shortly.
Oh my god! Yeah. So, what is it? About an hour after this show closes, you're gonna launch in.
So okay, boomers, really? Swordfish?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, that was Droneen.
Boobs. So 1 hour after the conclusion of this show, I'll be streaming Halo again. Because the Master Chief Collection Edition is out for Halo 2 is out for MCC. There'll be 3 giveaways on my stream for the entire Master Chief Collector's Edition. 3 giveaways. I'm buying all the keys myself. So twitch.tv/Ingrabat. I hate chilling myself. I'm sorry. Get on it though, because I am trying to work out again. It's not working anymore again. But for Australian watchers and that, gift subs to Dark Ops. As well, I'm going to do 3 of those as well.
Is that tonight?
Yep, that's tonight. So 6 giveaways tonight on stream, supporting Galactic's Edge and supporting me.
And I understand at some point, that happened. I understand at some point in time there's going to be a Galaxy's Edge Twitch channel, so it's official and branded and such for when they do the role-playing games.
That is under construction. I just got to wait until it's all consolidated and these 2 look over it plus me and then the boys, and then it'll be a shared account the whole lot. I'm doing it all up and stuff, and then we're good to go.
Right on. Now, a while ago we had somebody on who was doing mods for Arma 3 for Legionnaire, Galaxy's Edge. How's that going? Has there been any word about that?
I think he's been pretty busy working 612s recently. Oof. And he's he pops on the Discord every once in a while and then rambles, isn't 100% there, and then I think he just passes out.
That'll happen when you're working 72-hour weeks. Oh yeah. Before we go, Swordfish, did you want to use my line?
What line is that? The blunt force segue?
No, you were today when I was on the Jim Ward.
Before we call it a podcast.
Before we do that, just a reminder that reviews matter, people. And if you have read the books and you haven't taken the time to go to Goodreads, BookBub, Amazon, wherever you buy your books, to leave your thoughts, that really helps the author and it helps other readers find them. So please be kind and speak your mind on the reviewing platforms.
.com.
No, that's who's the boomer now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know what's going on. I'm cooked.
Helljumper just dropped a comment. Mush does have some assets that are ready to be messed around with. I know he offered to send me his model of the N4 for me to take to make content with, but I think he's just busy as hell. So yeah, hopefully he'll be able to get back to it, because that'd be really cool if we could all jump on Discord, shoot the breeze and play around with Gods and Legionnaires right there in an Armor 3 mod. That'd be pretty tight.
Do you actually play video games, Badger?
Do I play video games?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a server of video games right behind me. So yeah.
Were you not paying attention when he was talking about his love of Skyrim? And unlike another Matt, he supported the Nords instead of the Imperial scum.
Imperial? Why would you go degenerate Nords? That's just terrible. Like.
Odin has spoken.
And actually, most certainly, before we call a podcast, Ronan, it is time. We are ready for your Shagun pronunciation in your foreign tongue.
Oh god! What? How you get that, John? How you get Sergeant before me? You get here 2 weeks after I get here. How the? How am I still called when you get the Sergeant stripe?
Send your hate mail to DarkOps156 Ronan at
and Badger, if I remember right, bud, you said that you were gonna do your interpretation as well of something.
Oh yeah,
so
I could
hire Ronin to do Laupak the novel.
Yes. Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Please, Ronan, I will not only pay you well, but you'll get exclusive inside access to certain things of mine if you
feet pics.
Oh god,
that's right.
I'm not going there.
This is getting out of hand fast.
Sure.
All right, Badger, quick, do your impersonation. Let's hear it.
All right. So what do you want?
He did a voice.
You want me to do Japanese?
No, do Hogus.
Do Hogus? Oh,
yeah.
You know Hogus sounds like he probably sounds like a lazy. I really gotta get out of bed to drop this kid off. This would just suck. He'd have like getting up from a chair would be a hard workout for him.
Jesus.
And if you don't know who Hogus is, he's one of the characters in Galactic Outlaws, the second book in the main series, and he's described as a very overweight man whose blaster doesn't sit right on his leg because it hasn't fit in the last 20 years. And he just, if you're going to do a voice like that, I think every word's going to sound like I need a nap, stuff like that.
When you do that voice, everything about you just completely changes. Like everything your voice, and all of a sudden it's like me talking now. I'd be like, "G'day, mate, how the fuck are you?"
Right?
Hello, mate.
But then, like if
it's so weird, yeah.
That's the benefit of learning multiple languages. Is you start picking up accents very easily. So like, I spent some time in Japan. And that accent is very difficult for some people to do. However, if you study it long enough, you can start picking up like the fact that they don't connect the front of their the tongue to the front of their teeth for the letter L, or certain things they mix in the language. So like when you're doing like audio narration, book narration, stuff like that, those are some of the things you pay attention to. And no, we got green screen. It fell away. It was awful. So yeah, that's there's my accents, dude. And then of course for the Galaxy's Edge game we've been doing for James Ward, my character sounds like he's probably hung around a bodega in New York City somewhere, maybe Jersey. Who knows? You don't know. You weren't there, So
Grace being fixed, by the way. Just heads up. Yeah, I've tried to do accents. Like it's hard for me to do. Honestly, like I just because I'm bogan Australian. Let's not lie here, right? It's just because I'm bogan. Like
we don't judge, but we love you. So I mean, it's all good.
Oh, by the way, I've got a little present for you.
For us as a podcast or me in person? Me specific.
Yeah, both.
As a podcast, I think it's important to share.
It's very important to share.
Oh, look, it's Grizz.
Blunt force segue. Oh my god.
And on that note, Walt, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
Yeah. I'm going to just use my blunt force segue to say, make sure you guys go to the Galaxy's Edge fan club and sign up there so you can keep. Oh God, it hurts just to look at it. I look stoned as hell. Go to the Galaxy's Edge podcast, Galaxy's Edge fan club, and sign up there so you can keep up to date with all the public knowledge. And if you're looking for something a little more inside, you can always go to galaxysedge.us, get that insider subscription, and you get to read everything 6 to 8 months ahead of when it even starts to hit the public spaces. Don't
forget, you can
hit that like cool merch.
Yeah, you can get cool merch. This is a new KTF polo that they are going to be bringing out soon. So definitely check back on the store frequently. I know the site's a little slow, but it's worth it because you get cool stuff like shirts, you get patches, all sorts of patches. I mean, look, you get your Legion crest, you get your what do we got? They're out of stock of these, but Iron Wolves.
Right on.
The best one. I think that's most of my stuff.
Right. So yeah, just get over there, browse around. There's a lot of good stuff right on the main website, galaxysedge.us. The Galaxy's Edge fan club is always hopping. The insider link to on Facebook is a little more relaxed because it usually you don't see too much unless Jason or Nick themselves post up, but there's usually a lot of good content out there as well. So anybody got anything before we call it a podcast?
Please join us after the podcast within an hour for some good Halo 2 fun.
Hell yeah.
Some multiplayer fun. If you got the game, everyone, I scheduled this just for you US brethren. That's why I'm doing it. Come join. Anyone is welcome to join. Please come and join. Remember, 3 copies of Master Chief to give away, 3 Dark Ops subscription copies to give away as well.
That's fantastic.
6 things. That's 6 things to give away. And honestly, I'm going to say it, being an insider is a bit more important than Halo, so we'll do insiders first for the giveaways. So please come join. Let's come support GE or flog you.
and that's on the channel about an hour from now.
Yeah, roughly about an hour from now. Like I'll put a notification in the fan group and in Discord. I just got to go acquire some materials from the shop, and then we're good to go.
Right on. Will the green screen still be in effect?
Oh yeah, no, I'll have different backgrounds and stuff too. But maybe the blunt force segue bit. We'll see how we go.
Oh god. It's weird because like even the guys at work where I work have been doing memes of me for years. And it's like they took a meme on one of the other podcasts that I roll on, and I say all the time to guys at work, don't get weird. They'll say something like, "Oh, can I do this?" Yeah. Look, dude, don't get weird, right? So they got my big bald head just right in the middle with "Don't get weird" underneath it, and they're always like photocopying it, putting it up on pallets. It's like, oh, come on. So
I mean, it's
See, at
solid
the
advice.
Discord, we just do wholesome memes of all the podcast members. Very wholesome.
oh yeah,
Very
oh yeah.
wholesome.
We've seen the stains. All right. On that note, we want to thank LS501 Templar for coming out, and we're going to call that a podcast. That so didn't happen. And thanks for joining the Galaxy's Edge.
You might have.